Do you know that there are people in history that believed that God himself was a secondary power to the Divine Mother, the source of life, Sophia? And also, I have a theory what Sophia actually is. And she's not an actual person, she is plasma. Yes, plasma, the fourth state of matter, the ionized gas. Trust me, I will explain. This is a deep dive. Get ready. And why this is so interesting is because Sophia means wisdom and plasma is wisdom. And if you can learn to connect to this plasma field, this wisdom, Sophia, the mother, divine mother, your life will change. Okay, here we go. Okay, please stay with me. This is going to be really interesting. We're going to start with the comparisons here. So I'm going to call God consciousness, and then plasma is the mother or source of life. The first thing is that they said that God was the co-creator that created with Sophia, who came first. This would mean, in theory, that consciousness came after plasma. So think of plasma as the clay that was here first, the matrix, the mother, and it's being molded by our consciousness. This is the true power that has been here since the beginning of time, literally. This is the wisdom. Consciousness is more ego or perspective that we all have that molds this wisdom, but we could plug into this wisdom. Okay, it says, for within her is a spirit intelligent. So Robert Temple writes, plasma exhibits features that suggest they may be in some sense alive. Clouds of plasma have evolved double helixes, blah, 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 that may generate an intelligence similar to machine intelligence. We may in fact been looking for an extraterrestrial life in the wrong place. This is Robert Temple. He made the book A New Signs of Heaven, all about plasma being intelligent. Okay, unique, manifold, and subtle. Let's start with the subtle energy. The best kind of detectors reported to pick up subtle energy are actually plasma-based subtle energy detectors. Also interesting, manifold. Not only is it the sum of particulars, which are individuals furnished by a sense before that they've been unified by the synthesis of understanding, intelligent plasma, but also think of it as branching into several openings, almost like a fractal. Actually, in computer programs, they call this thing a plasma fractal. Basically, it's the plasma effect that's produced when applied. So like, how do I explain this? In whatever program this is, when they're trying to make something more fluid or more fractalized, they literally call it the plasma effect because, guys, plasma is fractal. It is reflective. You can apply your consciousness on a plasma and it will literally feedback loop with your consciousness. This is how we all learn. This is how we experience life. Plasma literally lets consciousness experience itself. Otherwise, consciousness would not have a mirror. Think of plasma as the mirror, but it's an intelligent mirror. Just like the Akashic field, I think it's the same thing. Plasma is a higher perspective. It is wisdom. It knows everything, past, present, future. And plugging into this, or your soul or your heart's wisdom, this is the key to life. This is connecting with yourself. You are plasma. And when we're connected to this, we can make the right decisions. Not the right decision, but the decision that will lead to the most fulfilled life, the most calm and peace and love. Here's a little thing that shows you plasma power. Here's another subtle energy, plasma state of matter. And since I just spoke about the Akashic field, Akasha in Sanskrit means ether. Ether is another word for plasma. Also, in Gnosticism, Sophia is a feminine figure analogous, the same as the human soul. I'm telling you guys, our soul is made of plasma. It's made of wisdom. The only thing that disconnects us is literally our consciousness and our ego. But we can use our ego or our consciousness. We don't have to kill it. We can use it as a tool. Because when we use it as a tool with our heart, this is how we actually feedback with this wisdom, with this plasma, and we can evolve and experience. That's the meaning of life. Easier said than done. I'm still learning to do this. But the most important thing is if we connect with this, like, yes, books are great, but we forget all this stuff that I'm saying. If we learn how to actually plug into this to ourselves, we'll always have the answers. They're inside of us. They're in our plasma. Are you guys getting this? It's so simple, right? Sophia, plasma. Some people also call our soul bioplasma, which is mutually interacting, interconnected fields and possibly in negative charged particles in an organic semiconductor. We're the organic semiconductor. Bioplasma is our aura, it's our soul. And they're interconnected fields because it's where our consciousness, on the membrane, on the outside layer of our soul, is where consciousness is interacting and filtered through our membrane. So the inner plasma interacts with the outer plasma, and our consciousness is the membrane. I hope that makes sense. Just picture you are the DNA, just like the cell, and then you have your energy, ATP, mitochondria, and then the outside, this is the membrane. Your inner plasma and then outer plasma, as above, so below. The only separation between us and this thing is our consciousness. We are actually all one. We are plasma. You get it? We're just individualized by literally our membrane or our consciousness is what individualizes us and gives us perspective. So I get so excited. So we can learn for this bigger plasma matrix grandmother spider. It's also mobile, incisive, unsullied, lucid, invulnerable, benevolent, shrewd. It's very paradoxical plasma. It's kind of like the force of nature. It's very neutral. It's good or bad depending on what we think. But it also is friendly to human beings. Like, it is benevolent. Like, it wants you to succeed. It's literally like a grandparent, like grandmother spider in mythology. It wants you to succeed, but if you make mistakes, it's not going to stop you. Like, it can give you a subtle nudge, but you have free will within your destiny. But plasma dreams for you. Plasma has your destiny set out. And if you align with your heart, you'll hear it. Okay, here's the really interesting part. She pervades and permeates all things. She's the breath of power of God. She renews the world. Here we go. Okay, pervading all things. So animism is a belief that everything possesses a spiritual essence, literally plasma, or wisdom, or Sophia. Literally in science, there's something called quark gluon plasma, which is literally inside of atoms. Like, it's what makes plasma makes everything. Everything comes from plasma and goes back to plasma. Especially where it says generation after generation, passing in holy souls. That feels like the Akashic field to me, where our ancestors are. And then she makes them into God's friends and prophets. This is when people evolve to angels. These are what I call plasma beings. It's basically just evolved versions of ourselves. I don't know if it's our higher self, a soul family, star family, whatever you want to call it, but it's spirits that guide us. I'm sure you've had these experiences. More splendid than the sun. The sun is plasma, so it's basically like more plasma. Okay, being with God before creation, the master worker through whom God created, like clay, plasma, consciousness created through this. Sorry, I'm so excited. My heart's beating so fast because I just love this. Filling all that is. Literally, plasma in Greek means to mold. Plasma fills in. The mother of all good things. Yes. Last thing about lovely Sophia plasma. By the way, this is just one goddess I'm talking about. I can literally do this with Mary Magdalene, with Inanna, Isis. I can go all day with this shit. Literally, even this. So our soul is 5 layers, and they call them sheaths. Like... in science, plasma has sheaths. Like, literally, plasma sheaths. It's our soul. About renewing the world, or like or Sophia being regenerative. Plasma therapy is regenerative medicine. I could go on forever. I am sleepy. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. I hope it made you curious. Plasma is amazing. Don't ask me why I have this knowledge or why I'm obsessed with it. It's my destiny. I love plasma. I'm writing a book about it. There's a free PDF in my bio. If you subscribe, I'll let you know when my book is coming out, which is all about the metaphysics of plasma, and all of this stuff is going to be in it. All right. Love you guys. Bye.